It's apple picking time, and if you haven't gone yet, you're missing what we're told has been a good apple year in Maine. There are all sorts of orchards where you can pick, and some of them have a long family history. 207's Don Kerrigan visited one of the oldest to meet a guy who has lived through a lot of that history.
He has indeed. Hi, Rob. We're talking about Ricker Hill Orchards in Turner, very well known in the central Maine area and beyond. Thousands of people go there every year to pick apples. And if they're lucky, they just might get to meet the guy who has been part of that farm for almost 90 years. Early October has a way of pulling people to Ricker Hill. For the spectacular view, maybe, but that's really a bonus. The star attraction is the apples. The Ricker family began farming this hill more than 200 years ago and still does. You said you're 8th generation?
I'm 7th.
7th. And you've now got
8th and 9th
working. Don Ricker is patriarch of this family farm, which has about 350 acres of trees spread over 7 towns, the second biggest apple grower in Maine. And he is still keeping an eye on all of it, still working just about every day at age 88.
I started from the bottom and I worked up the ladder, and now I'm working back down the back side of the other side of the tree.
Don jokes about it, but still works long days, starting some at 5:30 in the morning. This one, he said, wouldn't end until about 7:30 at night. So is it still fun? Was it ever fun for you, or has it always just been hard work?
No, it's always been fun. I've never had a day in my life I didn't enjoy going to work.
So as a kid, this was your view of the world.
Yeah.
And that began a long time ago, growing up in this house on top of the hill, later moving to the big one across the road, always with the orchard close by, and where work was always part of life.
My dad, when I got out of college, says, I'm sick of working with people. I'll work, but you got to take care of the people. And that's the way it was. I wanted to go into advanced ROTC, and he said, get your butt back home, get to work. So I did.
He's been at it ever since, raising 6 children, including 3 sons who now handle much of the workload, along with a number of grandchildren. And this farm that Don worked with horses as a kid is now a huge and complex operation, filled with technology to handle and check all of the apples, including what he calls an MRI machine that looks inside each one as it goes through the packing line. In the next building, they have a huge and high-tech cider-making operation. Overall, the family has invested millions of dollars in processing apples.
Yeah, we make hard decisions every year. But it's good. We get together. We make decisions as a group. There's no one person that makes decisions. And it seems to work.
Is one of you still the boss?
No. None of us are the boss. We all think we are, but none of us are.
Nothing smaller
than that. Oh, that's interesting.
Make sure they don't go through.
One decision made decades ago was to hire migrant crews to harvest most of their apples. First, it was Canadians, but now, like some other big growers, Ricker hires apple pickers from Jamaica. Don's son, Jeff, has worked with them for years.
And what they're doing here, they tell him the name, and then he checks off their buckets. Mm-hmm. They have a crew bin, and when they finish the crew bin, they all dump in here, and then they keep their bucket bin.
Apples have to be picked by hand and treated gently to protect quality. They also have to be protected from hailstorms and disease and late spring frosts. It's all part of farming, trying to make sure there is always a crop to harvest and sell. On a farm that began here in 1803, a farm that Don Ricker has known his whole life, a farm he has managed and grown, and now is watching the 10th generation grow up. To have this farm going into 10 generations, what's it mean to be part of that and to see that happening?
It's a pleasure. It's something to be proud of. As the kids get older, obviously see more interest, more, I don't know what the word is that covers it, but when they first start, when they get out of school, it's just a job. And then it grows on them. And
But they feel part of something.
I think so. I hope so.
Just as he does, and always has, on this hill that has sustained his family for so long, this hill and this farm that carry on the family name. And Don Ricker told us that he's told his sons that he'll retire once the farm is out of debt. And he says they keep doing new things and borrowing more money so that they can keep him working.
That's an old school farmer for you, right?
Yeah.
Not averse to debt. And what is clearly one of the really lovely places in Maine is the setting of that orchard.
Yeah, we were lucky. We were there on a gorgeous day, and it really is an impressive spot.
All right, thank you, Don.
Thank you.